Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today is March 24th, Friday. And following 3 weeks of straight action in the market, we are now coming to an end where we'll be going over what's to expect today and what may be the plans for next week as well. So I'm gonna go over to check out first off what we have in terms of news today, and we can get started in one moment. All right. So today we're gonna have currently 8:30 durable goods, so that news should come up uh at this moment. I'm gonna go check it right now. Um, but as far as anything else goes, we got 9:30. We have 4MC member Bullard speaking, so right at open we should be seeing some action there. At 9:45 a.m. we will have manufacturing PMI, so we can also watch out for that. So let me go over what was durable goods numbers. We have durable goods reporting a 0.5% on defense durable goods on orders, minus 1%, and on overall core durable goods we have a 0.0% change. So really not much has changed there. So let's go over what we have today as far as earnings as well. Not a lot. I believe, let me double check next week. We do have, next week we have a few companies that we can watch out for. Some being, let's double check here. No crazy ones on Monday. I don't see anything good there. We have Micron on Tuesday, as well as Lululemon. We have a few other ones. Gold also, a few gold companies. A lot of precious metal companies that do have perform earnings next week. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really see much for next week. We're gonna move on and go over what is next week's news as well. So next week we have so far it looks like Monday we'll have bill auctions, so nothing crazy on Monday. On Tuesday it's going to followed by inventories and manufacturing reports from states. Again, Tuesday not a lot. Wednesday we're going to have mortgage data. Not a lot there. We have some crude oil data, some retail sales, industrial productions, gasoline inventories, stuff like that. And overall GDP numbers are actually on Thursday, so we can watch out for that as well. We're going to end off the week next week with just personal income, PCE, price index, and Michigan State stuff. So let's get started here. Let's get started into the TA for today and what we will be watching for today. So as you guys can see, starting on this 15-minute frame, we have a formation. This is the 15-minute frame. We have a bear flag formation formed from top of the trend Monday, March 6th, low of the trend Monday 13th, chopping up, building an overall flag. Us currently breaking down, which today I'd like to see a continuation lower as we continue this bearish trend. But there is something to watch out for. Premiums on the call side had decayed yesterday, which could lead to buyers stepping in and pushing up the prices of the stocks. So, or at least the contract. So I do want to see if calls are going to be a lot higher in risk reward, because if we're playing puts, where I see us going is 2 levels at the moment, or 3. We got our 3933 level that I want to watch out for possible morning buyers. We got our top of demand 3925, and we got our 3914 key goal, which has been a awesome spot for investors in the past. We also have our bottom of demand 389 or 3900 that we can watch for, psych level. That could also be a bounce spot. But let's keep in mind, it's really tight at the moment. We're going to check out the numbers here in a moment. Let's get it opening. Our numbers, so a 6 to 15 to 25 point move to a potential 40 point move. So again, kind of tight. We can possibly, what I'm looking for is a pull down at open, or at least a consolidation at open. Trying to get us to that 3933 to 3925 to 3914, where I'll potentially get buyer calls, play the trend with buyers, get a relief bounce, and make our money on the way up. Or even if we do push at open, 3952 to 3956 area may be a potential spot for me to grab some puts. What could potentially happen if buyers are strong is we can push up, reject that resistance, and go lower. That's something that could be a big potential as well. But at the moment, bearish till we hit a certain level, which is these 3 marks. Yeah, that's the idea for today. It is Lotto Friday, so a lot of traders are going to be trading zero DTEs. So we will need to watch out for what contracts are decaying the fastest as far as status goes, and what is it that these institutions may, or market makers may do today, because we could very easily be influenced in this market. I do like how we are going to open around this 3939. We could potentially see some strength. In the past, we have seen some strength, like right over here. These levels, some rejections there. Could be some spots to watch out for. Bounce even, so definitely few possibilities there. But let's move on to SPX. Let's see what's going on over here. So far, again, sort of the same trend. We had our flag. This one kind of consolidated a little more, ultimately breaking out a few times more, which I will probably remove it. SPX isn't really a stock that follows patterns too much, so I'm not really worried. I'd rather trade patterns when it comes to ES, but we do see a trend line here. In fact, this could be something we could watch out for today. If we can break below it, then we can watch that 3906 to 3901 level, which has been strength in the past. We saw two bounces there, one reject there, and overall a potential for, if we go lower, to bounce around that price. But it looks like good chance we do gap down on it. So we're going to see what is the gap. We don't, as far as what I see, we don't have really any gaps to the bottom side that I'm looking at. So as far as goals go, it's going to be that 3901 spot. This whole demand has been fairly strong recently, so we're going to be patient there. 3974, strong spot for rejects we can watch out for if we do rally today, as well as that 3962. I like the range we're in, though. If you can identify our current range for intraday as far as strength possibility goes, will probably be around this spot. If we do end up going any higher, 4,000 level has been a key reject spot yesterday, but also that 4017 and 4036, big area for possible rejects. So we have our ideas and levels in mind. We just got to execute our position based off of it. And we know buyers are interested down here, sellers are interested up here and over here. Intraday, we're gonna be expecting small movement. It's a Friday, but overall we can scalp between this range, and that's what we're looking for. So yeah, SPX bearish today. If we can break this low, we're gonna go lower. I'll be able to scalp this break to at least a few points down on SPY, giving us a quick scalp entry and profit move. So let's move on. Let's look at individuals, how they're doing, and we'll look at what is the idea. So if you guys know newsletter, pull it up here. Our plan for this week on this newsletter was for us to break up as a potential. We were more leaning towards the call side, and we had our trading plan. What was the idea? 1 to 3 point price target, our delta, what was the potential profits, and overall key entries, what we were going to do. Here we have our bullish analysis that we believe that we were going to hit that 160 by the end of the week. We actually ended up achieving that much higher. The idea behind this is that first off, break off demand or supply and resistance, We ended up doing that, ended up rejecting, going back up, climbing back up, rejecting, and then overall sort of hitting that goal twice before now getting back to this low. So just for a market analysis, if we break this 157.44, good chance we go lower back to this area where we will see consolidation more than likely. So that means if the SPY drops, we only have a few points down before we start seeing some tight action in sellers, meaning that likely that buyers may step in. So yeah, that's our Apple idea. I'm gonna scrap this all later and rechart for the next week if we do have potential there. Costco, looks like yesterday we entered supply again, rejecting 3 rejects this week. We could look for a well, we already hit our lower low yesterday. We can look for a new lower low. I know the consumer sector, specifically Costco, hadn't had much strength, but Walmart, if we check out Walmart, they had a good amount of strength holding above demand. So we'll see if this becomes a curve trade where we kind of curve down, sell below, even use this retracement as a spot of reject on the bottom side. Could be a potential, but not something I'm really interested in at the moment. So as we know, Nvidia chip sector has been very strong. I'd like to see what we do today for Nvidia, especially AMD. AMD is a stock that I wanted shorts on. I missed my trade, but there'll be more opportunities presenting itself today if possible. Maybe a little symmetrical triangle there. I don't like the supports adding up, but could be a potential trade. So far, just looks like very bullish, as we can see. This has probably been, if we can look at this recent trend, we see that there has been a not a really big momentum loss actually compared to what we're having, but we sold off, we came back up. Momentum was the gain side, where we retested, had a little cup and handle, broke out, and now we're starting to see a breakout, start to see that curvature, but it's still that higher or lower highs that are forming and higher lows. So it's going to squeeze out today, potentially either up or down, which we can take advantage of that. As we know, chip sector, if they are going to be what the investors are watching today, then the volume is going to be there, and we're going to have to be pretty aware of that to make some gains today. Same thing goes for for AMD. We have this, looks to be like a rising wedge almost, we can watch out for. Not really good on the resistance side, but the support side, if we break that, we can see a lower low continuation. My goal, I wanted to grab puts at this demand or the supply. Was really hesitant to. Wish I did. Would have been a nice printer. But overall, my goal, if we do continue going lower, is this 94. Which is, if possible, I'll probably grab some puts on the break. Or if we retest, I may grab some puts up here. I really wanted this 104. But of course, AMD has already been extremely overbought this week. So yeah, AMD looks like a great stock. Let me go back to full screen. My fault for that. So yeah, AMD looks really good, as well as Nvidia. I want to see Nvidia squeeze out today, break either side. I'm more leaning towards the bear side, just based off how the momentum on the seller side look. But of course, we wouldn't know that yet. We can also try and orbit to kind of maximize our idea probability. So let's go on to Tesla. Let's look how we're doing. Rejected supply. Been trending down. Yesterday was relatively weaker than all the other bullish stocks, as we can see. And maybe that can be a change in today. We'll see if that is something that is interested in buyers. They can try and buy this dip. I'd like to see a lower low form. That would confirm if we're actually bearish or not to me. We sort of have this trend, as you guys can see, bounce, sort of a reject now, falling, kind of buy, kind of buy, kind of, sell, kind of sell, and then buy. That to me is in the area of zone, which we can now form a idea where is our supply zone going to be. And so we're going to start marking that down here in just a moment. So that would probably be my zone for this stock. And it's really easy. This zone to identify, it wasn't really tough. We have the idea of where are we seeing sellers, where are we seeing buyers, and we got our buyers down to on this low, we got our buyers on this high, we got it on this low, we tried to bounce, held up, instead we broke, use this as a breaker block, we now retested, rejected, again here 3 times, again here around 6 to 7 times, and then here as well, where we broke, and now we're going to retest that to see if buyers are interested down there. This is something we're probably not going to see touch today, but if we do, we know that this could be a perfect buy spot for us. So yeah, that's our Tesla. As far as anything else goes, I'll keep this marked here in case we use this double bounce. But yeah, I don't see any setups intraday. I'm looking for a lower low. That's the idea. Meta's been very bullish. I don't really see much. We're gonna check out this to see if this is a pattern. Okay, this might be a pattern. Potential rising wedge, still very, very strong in my opinion. Just based off previous days, we had a massive selling at close. Seems to be the trend for Meta lately. Push at open, sell off at close or near close. We can try and use that to our advantage today. Get our push up open, try to get to that resistance, short up there, grab puts, and write it down to support. If we break it, the next trend down, we'll be able to make some good money. I wouldn't grab today's expiration for this trade if you do end up taking it. I'd probably grab some puts next week expiration, just because if it does fall down, we can swing it. Less risk also on the theta side, so not bad for us. I'm definitely going to keep this on watch. But yeah, I'm going to move on. Amazon has been extremely just really volatile. Yesterday it was pretty bullish at open, or actually I believe it had relative weakness at open, picked up on the day, and then completely sold off pretty strongly. We were in a tight spot. We talked about this with Google. It is in a trend where we are at a key resistance and just rejecting and rejecting, retesting, retesting, rejecting. And that's something where we got to see where we will continue to. We know that this is an area of buyers, so our range is tight. But if we're looking for seller side today, we don't want to bounce here. We want to continue lower, which is why I want to watch out for this whole spot here. This 90 to 95 spot, 96 to 95. That's where I would look for us to continue to. And yeah, that's our AMD idea. We have Netflix, extremely bullish. Looks like yesterday double topped and then fell down back to 312, which is huge. If we can push up again some more today, hopefully it's a stock that picks up relative strength again. I want to see 3923 or 323 to grab some shorts at that position, or even if we can push up to 326, that whole zone is a zone of sellers. I would grab some puts there as well. Microsoft, of course, chopping around this supply. It broke already, but we'll see if it's using it as a support or as a continuation. BA has been extremely annoying lately. It's been either bullish or bearish. Big movements though, so that's a key thing to watch. Large movements lately, so we can see so far looks very bearish. If we can break below this lower low through 192, likelihood we're going to go a lot lower. But overall, it's a super bearish stock at the moment. And then Disney, as you guys know, we had our trading plan and our newsletter for this week right here, and it was Disney for some bullish action or some bearish action. I was leaning more towards puts, but also we had the possibility of us breaking the resistance side as well. So if you would have taken the call side, the break, we never really touched the floor side. We did pre-market but not post-market or current market. You would have saw a move up, you would have had your price target hit and some rewards taken. But overall, other than that, we had, I think it was AMAT to watch out for, which AMAT has been struggling at that supply. We fell down, we retested twice. Our goal was to take it at that 124.89 spot, which is right here. If you would have taken it on Monday, or Tuesday, you would have made bread. taking it on yesterday, you would have made bread. But overall, that spot has been a spot where buyers want a lot of. So we're gonna watch out for that today. See if we're gonna go back up there. If not, then this could be our last chance to grab some puts before we start getting to lower lows. So I'm definitely keeping this on watch. AMAT is a stock that I'll be swinging. Big profit potential too. 9 to 12 point move target. And then we had our Tesla scalp, which actually ended up breaking resistance side. And then of course our AMD, which 102 was hit. And if you would grab puts, it would have printed there as well. But yeah, I don't really see much else for me today. I'm probably going to end this meeting here. But yep, the idea is grab puts today to this 3914 to 3933, calls after that. Of course, stocks at the moment overall is pretty tight to a range. So if we break out or if we fall, know that a lot of stocks are in a position to be able to bounce as well. So our move down is a little tight, but we can grab some calls down there and print up. Overall, that's about it. Hope you guys have a great trading day, and trade smart, trade safe. It is a Lotto Friday, so be very cautious of that, and size correctly. You don't have to go all in on a Friday. And of course, size your swings correctly if you do end up taking anything through the weekend. Hope you guys have a great day. See y'all.